I'm going to show you how to make $50,000 per month in your online fitness business right here, right now. What's going on? Uriel King here, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur. We help world-class health professionals build world-class coaching businesses that transform their lives. And today I'm going to share with you the $50,000 per month roadmap. Why should you listen to me? Well, 27 years ago, I started off as an underpaid, overworked personal trainer. Did that for 7 years, working one-on-one. Eventually came online in 2005 to build the online dream. Didn't work out too well for me for the first 3 years, and eventually I cracked the code and built that initial online health business to multiple seven figures, helped 500,000 people with better health, became a #2 New York Times bestseller, appeared on shows like Dr. Oz and The Doctors and the biggest podcasts, sold that business 8 years ago, and now I run Healthpreneur, where we help other health and fitness professionals build scalable businesses. So I only practice what I preach, and I only teach what I personally mastered. And in this video, I'm going to go against the grain of what a lot of people in this space talk about, which is don't do what Yuri is telling you to do until you're making 20K a month. Okay, insert guru. Well, how exactly are you getting to 20K a month in the first place? That's what I want to break down with you here. And I'm going to show you a roadmap that we've helped thousands of your colleagues execute in their online businesses, and it goes against what everyone else is telling you. Again, I've been in this space for 20 years, so I have a context. I've done everything, okay? I'm going to show you the 2 roadmaps that you might be considering as it pertains to growing your business. So let's dive right in. I'm going to get to the whiteboard, and let's break down your business, because business comes down to math and messaging. That's it, okay? If you offer a good service, that's obviously a prerequisite as well. So let's look at the 2 paths that a lot of fitness trainers look at when they're looking to build their online fitness business. You have path number 1, where you're using Trainerize or some kind of like low-priced membership. I'm gonna, create some workouts for you on a monthly basis, and let's call it $200 a month for VIP coaching, which is what a lot. Well, $197, but I'll just round it up to $200 a month. Okay, so $200 a month. Okay, and the goal is to get to $50,000 per month. So let's work on some math here. How many clients do we need to hit $50,000 per month if you're charging $200 per month? Well, let's do some basic math. Yeah, that's 250 clients. Okay, per month, or at least consistently paying you per month. Okay, so my question to you is this: how are you getting 250 people to pay you $200 a month? Because there's this whole delusional fairy tale that a lot of us have. It's like, oh, I'm going to build this online business and have passive income. Sort of breaking to you, passive income, it's not happening in your active business, okay? Here's what this looks like. And I'm just going to give you some basic math, because in my previous business, we sold a lot of this stuff, right? Lower end, low price membership, courses, stuff like that. And the average conversion rate is 1%. So let me just break this down. When I say 1%, when you're selling something for $200 a month or less, you're not getting on the phone with people. You're sending people to a page, right? So they're going to go to some type of page with a buy now button, and that sucker is going to convert at about 1%. So how many visitors do you need to get 250 clients? Well, you would need 25,000 visitors to this offer on a consistent basis to have 250 people enrolling with you on a consistent basis. Where are you getting 25,000 visitors from? Like, okay, maybe if you have a huge IG following, okay? And that's assuming that all of your followers see your stuff and then click the link in your profile. And when I talk about a huge following, I'm talking about millions of people, not just like 100,000. We're talking, you have to hit 25,000 people to click on a link. That's a massive ask. And as we know on Instagram, there's no clickable link in your post caption. It's on the profile. So you got to get people to the profile. They got to click link in bio. You need a massive amount of traffic, a massive following on social if that's the case. Or maybe you have JV partners, joint venture partners who are going to drive traffic to your offer and you pay them a percentage. But if you're only charging $200, like how much money are they going to make? And how much of their audience do they have to send you the reality is, in this case, this is not even an option, okay? What about paid traffic? What about ads? Well, I don't know about you, but advertising costs are not going down. I've been online since 2005, Facebook advertising since 2012. And one thing I can tell you is that Facebook advertising cost, we'll just call it advertising in general, has only gone in one direction, and that's up, very much like real estate. So what you used to pay for a lead, a call, a client 10 years ago, you're paying way more for that now. So if your price is $200 and that's consistent over time, you are going to be squeezing your margins because advertising costs are only going up. The bigger problem aside from that is it's close to impossible to make cold traffic advertising work on low priced offers. Okay. So again, if you need 1%, remember 1% of people who don't know you are going to this page, even if they do know you, to click a buy now button to join your thing for $200 a month per month, not a one-time purchase either, per month, which is even a bigger deal. And maybe you're having DM conversations with people. Cool. They're on your phone all day long. That DM. You can't even be present with your family. You can't even be present with your freaking workouts. Like you're literally lifting, you're doing bicep curls and you're DMing people at the same time, right? Like full on squats. Oh shit, I gotta DM someone. It's ridiculous. Like be present, live your life. There is a way to get clients and grow your business beyond living your phone. Okay, I've seen people's marriages ruined because they're so tied to their phone, and they have to be because that's the only way they get clients. Is DMing people with your followers a great way to engage and get calls and clients? 100%, for sure. Conversations lead to conversions, but at what cost? Your free time, your happiness, your relationships, time with your kids? Fuck that, okay? So this is the old way. This is the archaic way. This is what everyone is showing you how to do. Put concept on, build content, create a social following, all that kind of stuff. Listen, there is a time and place for that, and I'm going to come back to that. But I want to talk about the price point for a second, because at $200 a month, this is what it looks like, and it doesn't make sense unless you have a massive following. It doesn't. I'm not seeing this make sense once. Like when you look at, as an example, I did this with one of my clients, and actually I'll show the actual numbers, because we actually just did this, and if I can find this would be super helpful. Yeah, so you can see here, right? So she wanted to add, hopefully you can see this here. She wanted to add $1,000 a month, charging $30 a month. 33 members a month. I said, cool, where are you getting 33 members a month from? You'd have to have 3,300 visitors to get 1% people, 1% conversion at $30. Okay, cool. So how big is your following? She had 400 people on Instagram, 200 emails. I said, okay, let's just look at the emails for a second. If you have 200 people on your email list and 50% of them opened, that's 100 people. And if you were the world's best email writer, 50% of those people clicked on the link in the email, which is never going to happen, but let's just say it did. 50% of 100 is 50 people. 50 going back to the offer page at a 1% conversion rate. 1% of 50 is what? Half a person. So you're going to get one person to pay you $30. So therefore you're going to make $15 from your existing following. Are you crazy? There's no way you're even coming close to making $1,000 a month. So I challenged her. I said, listen, what do you want to do here? Do you actually want to help your clients and make more money? Yeah, cool. Well, this model is not going to work. So I challenged her. I said, listen, instead of thinking small, can we add a zero to this? Can we make it $10,000 a month? Because it's going to change the way you approach your business. And she's like, okay, I understand that this doesn't make sense. So let's come back to what we're talking about here. Okay, I want to encourage you to think about this. Let's just say that you're charging $1,500 a month. Let's say you have a package, a coaching program. So it's not some kind of like VIP coaching for $200, but it's actually like an actual higher priced, high ticket coaching program. You're going to sell this for, let's just say it's $4,000 over 3 months if they pay in full, or $4,500, so $1,500 per month if they pay in a payment plan. Okay, so a 3-month program, $4,000. How many clients do you need to make this happen? Well, if you do the math, you only need 33. So right off the bat, the numbers are a fraction of what they would be otherwise. You don't need as many people to make more money or the same amount of money. So again, this is to make $50,000 per month. I'm not talking about small fry $50K a year. No one's living on $50K a year. Think bigger, okay? $50,000 per month. Live with a bigger vision. Okay, so how do we make this happen? Well, it's fairly simple. When you charge premium prices, you have to change your business model. You're not going to send people to a page, so they're not going to go here and click buy now. That's not happening. You got to get people onto a phone or Zoom. You are not selling high-ticket programs without talking to people at minimum on a phone call, okay? Maybe if you have a tremendous amount of trust built in the DMs, you could get away with it. But honestly, 4,500-ish, 4,000, you're getting on the phone or on Zoom with a client. Conversations lead to conversions, and I'm going to show you how it's actually it's a much better use of your time. Okay, so how many calls would you need to enroll 33 people? Well, I'll tell you from the math from our clients, because this is what it roughly looks like. You need 100 calls to enroll about 33 people. Now, if you are the world's worst communicator and you're not good at selling yourself, you'll probably need some more calls than 100. But this is about a 33% conversion rate or a close rate on the phone. And that is very doable. Okay, you don't have to be the world's best salesperson. You just have to be someone who cares about other people and you can coach them over the line. Okay, so how do we get 100 calls? Like, where are you getting 100 calls from? Well, you could certainly rely on the organic stuff, right? Social content, stuff like that. If you had a big following, yeah, like I'm still amazed that a lot of people who have a big following online are charging little to nothing, right? For the same following, if you got hundreds of thousands of people, just move them into a high ticket offer. It's going to be better for them. They'll get better results and it's better for your business, right? The more people pay, the more they pay attention. The more they pay attention, the better results they get, okay? So where are you getting 100 calls from? Well, to be honest, in most cases, unless you have a big following, it should come from ads. Hold on, Yuri, hold on. The other gurus tell me I shouldn't run ads until I make 20K a month. Let me just ask you who these gurus are, okay? Now, the funny part is some of them are my best friends because I have some of my best friends in this space and I know they're telling you this stuff and that's all good. I'm not here to say they're terrible, like they're great, right? But you got to think about this for yourself. I'm a big fan of content. I mean, like, look, this is a video, right? This is a piece of content. But I also want to give you a bit of context. Let me rewind a little bit. When I started my first business online, all I did was create content. I posted on blogs. This is back in 2005. This is before social media. Posting on blogs, creating YouTube videos when it came out, and then eventually playing the social media game. It took me 7 years to make my first $1 million. Okay, so you can do that. Totally, okay? When I started Healthpreneur 7 years ago, or just over 7 years ago, I went from zero to $1 million in 7 weeks by doing what I'm about to show you here. So if you want to move faster, you will run ads because advertising is one of the biggest forms of leverage you have. Am I saying content isn't valuable? No, content is the game in the long term. But if you're expecting social and content to build your business from day one, it's going to take a long time. Now, there is a caveat to this, okay? I do recommend you use social media and content and not advertising if you are brand new and you have little to no experience working with paying clients. And the reason for this is the following. If you run ads, and I'm going to show you some math in a second, and you're spending money to get people who don't even know you on a call with you or on Zoom, and you suck, like you have no expertise, you have no experience, you have no social proof, you have no credibility, what's the likelihood that those people are going to give you their money? It's close to zero, okay? Therefore, instead of you wasting your money because you're not a credible expert yet, spend the time to build your craft. Create content, find your voice, share your message. Sorry, the kids are screaming. Share your message and work with some clients to get confidence. If you've got kids, you know what it's like. But that's how we roll here. We're not going to edit this out. This is real life. I mean, the next thing we know, the 4 kids are going to come barging into the office fighting. Anyways, that's the joy of working from home. I love it. I wouldn't trade it. And quite honestly, when I was an overworked and underpaid personal trainer, I was hoping for stuff like this. I was wishing for a life where I could be with my kids, sometimes a little bit too much with them, but it's all well worth it. Okay, back to the conversation here. If you have no expertise, no confidence, you should not run ads, right? You will lose your shirt, and I don't want that to happen, okay? So if that's your situation, then please, I've got some other videos on the channel that'll show you a little more about what that strategy looks like from free organic. When I say free, momentarily, but you're going to be using your time. Like you have to use your time if you don't have the money to use ads, to run ads. Now, if you are a trainer who's amazing at what you do, you have experience, even if it's not online, and you have confidence and conviction that if you spoke with a prospect who has the situation you can help them solve, you're like, I'm totally enrolling this person, then please pay attention to what I'm about to share with you, because this is the fastest way to get the 50K months. I'm talking about in a few months, okay? Like not a couple decades. So we're going to run ads. And I'm going to give you some rough numbers here, just on averages of what our clients see. You're going to pay about $150 a call, okay? So your ad spend for a month is going to be 15K, okay? So there's two ways this goes. One is you're like, oh my God, there's no way I could spend that. I spend more than that on a daily basis, just for context, okay? I'm not saying I started there, but I want you to think about this. Would you pay $15,000 to make 50? The answer should be yes. That's a 4-to-1 ROI. Okay, that's a 400% return on ad spend, roughly. Where else in life are you getting that type of return? Nowhere. Like if you held onto a house for 40 years, maybe. Nowhere else. I mean, your average stock portfolio, 8 to 10%. Crypto, maybe it goes up for a day and then it goes all over the place. Nowhere else but your business are you going to see this type of return. So your advertising is the biggest form of leverage that you could ever ask for, because at the push of a button, it guarantees visibility. It doesn't guarantee conversions, but it guarantees visibility. And visibility is the most important thing for your online fitness business, because obscurity, no one knowing who you are, is the biggest danger. And when you post organically, if you listen, unless you're living under a rock, when you post organically, do most people see what you post? No. So how do you guarantee people do? You run ads. And that's what Meta, Facebook, Instagram want you to do. That's why those platforms are free. They bring billions of eyeballs, right? 3.2 billion users on Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. They have everyone you could possibly serve in a million lifetimes. Your people are on these platforms. The problem is that they don't know you are. And that's why we run ads. If you're an expert at what you do, like if you have conviction, like listen, like I will sell anyone who's a good fit into working with me, because I'm the best at what I do and I know it. Now, it doesn't mean I can't learn and grow, because I'm always doing that. I'm humble enough to understand I don't have all the answers, but I'm pretty darn good at what I do. And if I'm talking to the right person, I don't care if they never heard of me until yesterday, they're coming on in, okay? And that's the power. If you have conviction and expertise, if you run ads, it's the single biggest form of arbitrage you have in your business. Because you don't need to spend years to build a following. You don't even have to have a following at all. Most of our clients fall into two camps. Number one, they're experts. And number two, they have a big follower. They have somewhat of a following. Or number two, they have no following. So like, Yuri, how am I going to get my clients? No one knows me. Don't worry about it. We run ads. Okay, Yuri, so what do these ads look like? I mean, what is like, do you run to a lead magnets or whatever? If you've seen any of my other videos, by all means, subscribe to the channel and watch them. I go into detail about this stuff, but let me break it down for you if this is your first time here. And once again, if it is, welcome. Okay, so we run a pipeline called the Perfect Client Pipeline. So this is what it looks like. This is how we turn your 15K ad spend into 50,000 a month. So the first thing we do is a process called predictable prospecting. And this is essentially your ads. Predictable prospecting means you're prospecting for your perfect people predictably 24/7, even while you are working out, even while you are hanging with the kids, even while you're sleeping. Your business is working for you to go out and find people. Cool? So that's happening 24/7. But Yuri, what happens? Where do the ads go to next? What do they click on? Good question. The second part of this is what we call teach to sell. This is an online presentation, masterclass, webinar. Think of it as like an online signature talk that shares your philosophy around the topic or the specific niche you help, and it's automated 24/7. So we'll call this a webinar. So people are going to opt in to watch the webinar. How's the webinar created? Well, that's our secret sauce. That's why people pay us the big bucks, because we create webinars that converts. From there, we move people into the third step, which is ask and assess. So what you don't want to have is what I see a lot of. Let's say this is your website, and at the top of the website, it's a button that says, book a call. Please, here's my calendar. Take up 30 to 60 minutes on my calendar at your disposal. Don't ever do that, okay? If you want to have a life, you got to protect your time. So this whole pipeline is about, it's not even a funnel, it's a filter. Because what's going to happen is this. We have our ads, right? Our webinar. We have the app/calendar. When I say app, I don't mean trainerize, I mean your application to speak with you. Okay, so we'll call this calendar. And the final piece is a call. We call this coach to close. And again, a very specific way of leading a conversation that's a coaching conversation, not a high pressure sales pitch. So what happens is in this process, you are losing people, right? You are filtering people away. You don't want everyone at the bottom. You want the best. The Marines have a saying, if you want the most, make it easy. If you want the best, make it hard. So we're getting people to jump through hoops. Oh, I don't want to read this ad. It's too long. I don't want to watch this webinar. It's too long. I don't want to have to opt in for this. Good. Ciao, 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 ciao. That's the whole point of this. We are protecting your time, and we're only allowing the most serious potential clients to move forward with you. Because if you want people to pay you more, they need to pay more attention to you. And people pay attention by paying with their wallet or with their time. So the more they watch your stuff, the more willing they are going to buy your stuff. And so this is what the perfect client pipeline looks like. Now, it just so happens that this is how our business has been built. If you click the link below this video, you can actually go through our very own perfect client pipeline. You'll be inside the matrix. You'll go to an opt-in page. You'll opt in to watch our masterclass. You'll be wooed by my magical powers inside that masterclass. And then you'll be in a trance to just want to book a call with us. And from there, we'll speak with you. And then you'll just see so much value in working with us that you'll be like, I'm in. That's what happens. Okay. So if you want to see it, like how we do it, you can be inside the actual pipeline. And that's how we grow our business. Again, I only teach what I personally mastered. This is the very funnel pipeline we build and install into our clients' businesses. This is how we help them go from unknown to building $50,000 a month businesses. Now, I'm not saying that you will have a $50,000 a month business, because what if you get scared and you don't want to pay $15,000 a month in ad spend? Or what if your cost per call booked is a little bit more or a little bit less than 150? There are different variables, right? Some of our clients are booking calls for $60. Right? Others are a little bit more, some a little bit less. But again, I'm just showing you the roadmap. This is what is possible. When you have the math and you understand the market, your market, and the messaging is dialed in, you can literally build your business and scale it very quickly. Just like our client, Kevin. And so Kevin is a health coach. He came to me, he was making like $800 a month. And I told him, I'm like, dude, I think you're too early. I don't know if you're like, do you have the expertise to really do this? He's like, watch me. I was like, cool. I don't hear that often. Thank you. So in the space of 18 months, he went from that to more than $1 million in his business in a year and a half. And his first business. Most people don't achieve that level of success in their first business. And the reason for that is because they're using the wrong vehicle. See, a lot of health professionals and fitness trainers, they're riding a bike on sand. And that's like a wind bike. It's friggin' exhausting. What we're helping you do here with the Perfect Client Pipeline is this is literally a supercar. So if you want to go faster to get where you want to go, well, the vehicle you're in predicates that. And if you want a vehicle that is based on leverage and speed, this is where it starts. And again, the only prerequisite for this to make sense, because you're advertising, is you have to be an expert with years of experience. If you don't have that, then don't do this. Focus on the social, focus on the content, grind it away, earn your stripes. You gotta eat shit for a while. It is what it is, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, like, you will lose your shirt if you try running ads and you don't have the expertise or this type of system in place. The cool part about this is that these three components are 24/7 automated. So it's like you set it and forget it. And then you show up and do calls. And that's it. And maybe it's 1 call a day, maybe it's 2, 3, 4, 5 calls a day. It doesn't matter. When I was starting Healthpreneur, I went from 0 to 7 figures in 7 weeks. And that's because I'm like, I'm going to handle as many sales calls as I possibly can every single day. And I was doing 4 to 6 calls a day. Now, how many are you going to do? I don't know. Is that going to be what you're going to do for the rest of your life? No, I don't do any sales calls anymore. I haven't done them for years, right? We have a team that does it now. But all this to say, this is the game plan to help you go to build your online fitness business from where you are to 50K months. I don't care if you're starting off at 0. I don't care if you're making 5 or 10K a month. If you slap on this type of system into what you're doing, you can go very quickly. Okay. Now, again, if you want more help with this stuff, click the link below, go through our Perfect Client Pipeline Masterclass so you can get a better sense of how we work with our clients. And if that's something you want our help with, then by all means, book a call and we can see if it's a good fit. And if not, totally cool as well. My goal here is not to pitch you on anything. It's to add some value. If you like this, at the minimum, subscribe to the channel. I promise you the time you spend on this channel watching these videos will be the most useful use of your time or your money back. I guarantee that. Thanks for hanging out, keeping awesome. Let me know in the comments what you like most, and I'll see you in the next video. Today, I'm going to show you how to build a $1 million health coaching business within the next 12 to 18 months. And it's probably not what you think, because I'm not going to talk about how you should be posting, the type of content you should create, none of that stuff. I'm actually going to show you the math. I'm going to show you specifically how to reverse engineer your dream and how to make a reality on a daily basis.